angles, how to rotate. And you also can read out those angles, but the warmer the motor is, the more imprecise you can set it. So it will have a little bit of overshooting or just undershooting. It's really, really noisy, and the more you use them, the more noisy they are. So during the end of games, you also see that they look a bit less well. So these are not the only robots we have. Those still working, right?
No, I cannot do it right now.
In the World Cup series, we can get one robot for 5,000. So yeah, it was kind of funny. Last April we went to Iran with in our hand luggage these robots to play soccer, and the luggage in the flight area, total sum of luggage we had in the flight area was way less than one just hand luggage. And it feels kind of uncomfortable sometimes. Besides these robots, we also have, let's see, Kuka. This one is a bit more for tinkering, and so this one only has one arm here. You see? And a gripper. But no sensors at all. And in this competition, let's start with this. For everything in robotics, there's competition. Not because we like competition and to win, but because I think that from competition you may drive the technology further and further.
Goal!
Teams will try to develop more and more and more. And they can see that one thing is working better than the other thing in specific leagues. So this one is meant for some logistics league, where you move boxes, put them in the right order, move around. For instance, a company area where you pick up orders, and you fill the boxes and all that kind of stuff. So you can extend this robot nicely with stuff like Kinects or webcams or whatever you like. This one has nice omnidirectional wheels. So you see that wheels can not only turn like this, but wheels can also move like this. So that comes really handy in big, storage areas. We also got, let's see, right there, some of the older robots as well. They really stupid, really strange design, but they work the fastest when they walk on their knees and on their elbows. They used to kick balls with the chest by pressing it downwards. But the league has to go on and on and on, and for development you're kind of finished with this kind of platform after several years, of course. So that's why we've moved from 4 legs to 2 legs, because walking is different, it's really hard, but also the camera images are really shaky. So how are you going to cope with that? Or are you...
That's 2 yellow goals, so that brings all kinds of problems. And every year they try to improve on that. They try to improve on trying to get more to the real thing. So that's a bit what this league is about.
Yeah. So because for soccer you need all kinds of cognitive functions like walking, keeping your head stable, processing data from your head, from your vision. Processing team communication, and also issuing some team communication about your location, like I'm here, I'll get the ball, or I'm never going to make it, can you get the ball? All kind of team efforts which are really done for a nice project, a month work. The designer is not here right now, and it just copies your upper body with Kinect.
Could you give me a block, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
So what we do with this basically is we pick up blocks and we do all kinds of fun stuff with this. I don't know if there's anyone who would like to try.
It's fun.
Volunteer?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, I did.
Okay. So yeah, I think we got you already. Oh wait.
But you have to explain us what you are doing in Dutch.
Eh? No. Oh yeah. Okay. So stand like this.
Like a Superman.
Like this.
With your your elbows really bent.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. There you are.
So this is already some kind of form of telepresence, like they talked about in the lecture. But a really, really simple one. You have some telepresence from, let's say, 2.5 meters. To lift up blocks.
You also can control, you can also move it, but currently that's not connected. You have the remote, you can connect it to your computer, and then you can actually also move it and kneel it to the ground so you can pick up things.
Yeah.
And we also did an experiment that someone was in that room controlling the robot over here.
Nice.
So you send some video feeds back and forth from this lab to the other lab, and the other player is moving his body, and then the robot comes in. Right now we use it for often demonstrations at things like Night of the Nerds on stage for
Somebody else like to try?
We have to go down with still 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay, so we have one robot left, which we can give a this one is a quad rotor helicopter, and Camille's right now controlling it by phone. And as you noticed maybe, we have not designed a single robot in this lab.
Very safe.
They're very safe. They quit when they
Hit
are
something.
yeah. But we always buy robots. We are only software designers here. So Camille also has designed some software to follow lines on the ground, which are going like this. So you can easily imagine that for bigger robots which fly, they can use it for following INOS. We don't use that often, because it's just pointing right in front, and when you're really high, you see only air, right? So you use this camera, and you just see that you move, and you try to track how much you move per frame. And with this info, you try to compute, after time, your trajectory over the ground. So you see that you've moved like this, images have moved little bits, and you try to map your own path through it, and your directional change and all that kind of stuff.
And which kind of control do you use? Neural program?
This is mostly with visual odometry, which is based on what's it called again? Optical flow. Yeah, so that's not really neural network. Yeah, optical flow. Neural networks are fine, but one of the major problems in neural nets is that when they have learned something, you can check if it's correct, and if it's correct, that's great. But if it's not correct, what should I change?